I'd like to share with you a lesson from the book of Proverbs regarding speech. This is lesson 10 in our series on Proverbs, and the book of Proverbs has a lot to say about speech. We need to be careful with our words. We need to be responsible about what we say and how we say it. We need to be careful with our tone and our body language. And there's so much that goes into communication. There's so much about what words and how we speak them to one another that can either be healthy or hurtful. And so let's go through this outline about speech from Proverbs, and may it be a blessing to you, may it be helpful. First, let's talk about destructive speech. Proverbs has a lot to say about how powerful speech is, and some of these topics are going to overlap, but we'll start with this one, destructive speech. Proverbs 10:11 says, "The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence." Proverbs 12:13, "Evildoers are trapped by their sinful talk, and so the innocent escape trouble." Proverbs 12:14, "For the fruit of their lips people are filled with good things, and the work of their hands brings them reward." And then Proverbs 13:3, "Those who guard their lips preserve their lives. Those who speak rashly will come to ruin." And then Proverbs 20:19, "A gossip betrays confidences avoid anyone who talks too much." That's the sign. So, how is speech destructive? How have you witnessed speech to be destructive in your life or in other people's lives? That's a good discussion question. And then secondly, let's go to constructive speech. Speech can build up, can encourage, can inspire. And so in Proverbs 12:18, it says, "The words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing." Proverbs 12:25, "Anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word brings cheer." Proverbs 13:14, "The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death." Proverbs 15:2, "The tongue of the wise adds knowledge, but the mouth of the fool gushes folly." Proverbs 15:26, "The Lord detests the thoughts of the wicked, but gracious words are pure in his sight." Good things there. Wise words bring healing. Speech that's a fountain of life. Speech that adds and adorns knowledge. And gracious words. That's constructive speech. And the question is, as far as constructive speech, what is constructive about speech? When is speech constructive? Just a real broad question to help us to think about and make this practical for ourselves. And then number 3, inspiring speech. We love to hear an inspiring speech, right? Proverbs 15:4 says, "The soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit." Proverbs 15:1, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." Proverbs 15:7, "The lips of the wise spread knowledge, but the hearts of fools are not upright." Proverbs 15:23, "A person finds joy in giving an apt answer, an apt reply, and how good is a timely word." Proverbs 15:30, "Light is a messenger to the eyes, it brings joy to the heart, and good news gives health to the bones." That's inspiring speech. It makes people joyful, makes people healthier, and brings about wellness. And then fourth, healthy speech. Let's see these proverbs about how to help our health and how to be constructive and healthy and encouraging. Proverbs 13:12, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life." Proverbs 14:10, "Each heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy." Proverbs 14:13, "Even in laughter the heart may ache, and rejoicing may end in grief." Proverbs 14:30, at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Proverbs 15:13, a happy heart makes the face cheerful, but heartache crushes the spirit. Proverbs 24:26, an honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Oh, wow, that's healthy speech, honest speech, peaceful speech, encouraging speech. Very good. And the question for this is, what kind of speech inspires you? What kind of speech really gets you up and gets you going and gets you wanting to do great things? What compels you? What kind of speech compels you? All right, and inspires you. And then instructive speech. This is very important and needed. Proverbs 16:21, the wise in heart are called discerning, and gracious words promote instruction. Proverbs 16:23, the hearts of the wise make their mouths prudent, and their lips promote instruction. Proverbs 16:24, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Gracious words. Proverbs 17:22, a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit drives up the bones. Proverbs 18:4, the words of the mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a rushing stream. Gracious words, instructive speech. So a good question as far as instructive speech is, what makes speech instructive or educational and able to make it, what kind of speech encourages understanding and wisdom? Let's go on to disciplined speech, showing restraint in your talking. Proverbs 17:27, the one who has knowledge uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even-tempered. Proverbs 17:28, even fools are thought to be wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. Proverbs 18:13, to answer before listening, this is folly and shame. Proverbs 18:15, the heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. And then Proverbs 18:21, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Words are powerful. Sticks and stones can break bones, and so can words. So, how hard is it for you to discipline your speech? Why is it difficult to be disciplined in our speech and manage our words and control our tongues? Why is that difficult? Talk about that. And then the next topic is wise speech. And so Proverbs 20 verse 5 says, the purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one with insight draws them out. Sometimes we need an objective voice. We need a therapist, a counselor, a spiritual mentor, a teacher, a sage to help us draw out what's in our hearts and in our minds and what is the purposes of our lives. Proverbs 16:1, to humans belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue. We've always got to pray and fast and seek God's will, seek spiritual discernment, seek spiritual direction. There are people that are great spiritual directors that can help us with that. Proverbs 21:22, one who is wise can go up against the city of the mighty and pull down the stronghold in which they trust. Proverbs 21:28, a false witness will perish, but a careful listener will testify successfully. Proverbs 25:15, though through patience a ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. That's wise speech, folks. And so a good question regarding wise speech is what makes speech wise? When have you heard wise speech? How would you practically define wise speech. And then inappropriate speech. This is the last one we'll talk about. Proverbs 25:20, like one who takes away a garment on a cold day, or like vinegar poured on a wound, is one who sings songs to a heavy heart. Proverbs 16:18 and 19, like a maniac shooting flaming arrows of death, is one who deceives their neighbor but then says, I was only joking. Proverbs 26:21, as charcoal to embers and as wood to fire, so is a quarrelsome person for kindling strife. And then Proverbs 26:22, the words of a gossip are choice morsels. They go down deep into the inmost parts. Proverbs 26:28, a lying tongue hates those it hurts, and a flattering mouth works ruin. So that's inappropriate speech, not being truthful and honest, sincere or authentic, lying, gossiping, hurtful joking, and then just sometimes inappropriate words that should not be spoken. So the question is, when is speech inappropriate? We need to know when that is, and we need to not say those things that are inappropriate. I hope this has been a blessing to you. I hope this lesson really helps us consider what we say and helps us to be more self-controlled in our speech. I know that I speak a lot, and so I've made lots of mistakes. I've probably am convicted on every one of these thoughts, but I read the book of Proverbs almost every month. I really want to be guided by God's wisdom, and I want to control my tongue, and I want to bring wisdom and blessing and healing and insight and discernment when I speak to people. And I believe in the power of words. I think the appropriate word can be so helpful. And God gives us those things if we seek Him and we're open to listening to Him and say what He once said to others. So God bless you. Have a great week. I pray that you could even share this little video with others if you think it's appropriate. God bless.